What up? Happy Monday. What a fucking roller coaster this last week has been. You know, I wrote today as I continue to write this next stage of my journey, and I was looking at how many videos I've made, and I've got 462 videos made. So I thought to myself, okay, I've told myself like plenty of times, okay, I'm only gonna do this for a year, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna do 500 videos, and then that's it. 500 videos of my journey to 2 years back. And it'll just be, you know, it'll be that record of what it took me to get to 2 years clean, what I went through from relationships to death to everything. And that's pretty cool. Like, that's something I can say I've done, on top of, you know, all this writing and fucking all this other shit. I also thought about, like, you know, I've been moping. Yeah, I'll be real here. I've been moping around a little bit here. I got real sad, you know. I thought I found somebody, and they weren't in a position to be where I want to be. And I ain't mad at them at all. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. They're a good person. They're amazing. But they're just not in that position. Like, they weren't asking for all that. I have this tendency of fucking getting all like fucking, you know, blah, you know, and that's okay. You know, I'm not gonna change that. I'm just gonna, you know, like, I'm not gonna change that. I'll change some things, you know, like I definitely am gonna change on, you know, having balance and pausing and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna change who I am. You know, I'm gonna stay being sweet. I'm gonna stay being a good person. I'm gonna stay all that stuff. This person just wasn't in a position. And you can't draw water from dry wells. I'm constantly wanting to draw water from dry wells. But aside from that, you know, so I can just call myself out on the real here, I found a new technique too. Like, I go to these meetings, right? And I'll make specific meetings, and they're all in my area. And like, there's some ick that I had, you know, like within myself, you know, some struggles I have up on myself, not somebody else. But they were some serious struggles that I've been writing. Writing is isolating, I realize. It's not getting it out, it's isolating. And it's a good thing to do, because at least I'm expressing. All it is keeping the thoughts in my head and putting them on paper that I'm not sharing with anybody. So it's still isolation. So yeah, it's healthy to write, but it's isolation. And all week I isolated. I wrote, I prayed, I isolated. It's a place I love to be that I hate so much. It's a place I don't recommend anybody to stay in, you know. And so I thought, I'm just gonna log into a meeting in fucking Dallas, Texas. I can share whatever I want in that meeting. Nobody fucking knows me. Nobody knows anybody. I don't see anybody familiar. I looked and scrolled up to see if there was anybody I seen, because I go to some Zooms. I'll fuck around and go to some Zooms. I didn't see nobody I knew. And I unloaded. And I still kept anonymity, so I didn't share a person's name. I didn't even really share, like, if I had never seen this person before and I was in this area, I wouldn't know what the fuck they were talking about. I shared my side of the street. But I know that if I share that in my area, if anybody knows that I talked to this person, they would know that, like, I was struggling with them. And I ain't about to do that. That's not fair to them. And so, yeah, man, I just, it was a good way to get something out, you know? Like, I know the meetings aren't necessarily meant for us. They're not our fucking, you know, they're not like a forum for us to like unload our dirty laundry and just fucking, but it is, as long as I'm sharing the message, you know, sharing that, like, I got almost, you know, a year and a half clean, and I've been in the rubble and all that shit, and here's what I'm struggling with right now. That's okay. I think people need to hear that shit anyways, you know. Like, I notice a lot of people in the Zooms, you know, a lot of them have, you know, like 90 days or 60 days, and they need to hear a person with like fucking a year and a half there ain't no fucking mountaintop. It's still a fucking struggle. Just like I hear people with like fucking 20 years struggle, you know. And the good news is that I feel a little better. And the better news is that I went to lay back down. You know, I'm meeting with my sponsee today, and I'm gonna work a step with him. And I don't want to be at the gym at 8:30 till fucking 11:30, because that's a lot. And so I figured, being at the gym from 10 till 11:30 is a much more healthier avenue. Still maintaining, still doing the thing. And so but I got this overwhelming feeling of things are about to work out. They're about to be good. And they're like not about to work out or good. Things are like everything's going to change. I've never felt like everything's going to change. Like I never had this feeling. I know things are going to change. But the reason I bring that up is because I had this feeling that like when that happens, and I'll be in the mix of that, and there'll be some stresses that I'm dealing with then. Like we all go through. It'll be a different season of my life. It'll be a different time period of my life. And I'll be looking around and I'll wonder, will I miss this? Will I miss this house? Will I miss this, unmanageability that lingers left from the last season of life? It's currently this season. Will I miss this? I think I will. I think I'll look back and say, man, back to simpler times. It's wild how things can be like that. It's wild how that can be. But that's just the case. Back to simpler times. Because when I look back at like some other shit, I can remember missing that. So I'm in a good headspace. I just wanted to chime in for a couple minutes here. I'm about to go pick up my my super supplements and hit this fucking gym, get in the fucking grind. You know what I mean? Like in a couple weeks I get my next tattoo, and I'm debating on what that's gonna look like. I thought it was gonna be a chest piece, but I want to get that with my son. So I have an idea of what it will be, and I'm not gonna fucking talk about it yet because I don't know. And I'm just gonna continue that part of my journey. I want my whole arm covered, but it needs to be significant, and it needs to be like each piece of this journey. And so, yeah, man, look, we go through things, and romantic relationship, whatever you want to call it, we go through all that stuff, and we get put in a funk, and we don't stay in it. We suit up, we show up, we get to work, and we look at it as perspective at the same time. Like I told myself too, like this morning, I was like, how long do you want to stay in this haze? How long do you want to stay in this funk? And then I looked at myself in the mirror and said, quit being a bitch, let's fucking go. I was going to the bathroom, and then I was gonna go lay back down. I almost convinced myself I'm not going to the gym. It's like, are you kidding me, bro? Stop. Like, that's not who you are. Okay, you were treated great. Awesome. Like, what, are you mad at that? So, let's... It sounds stupid, but I bought you soap. That's a joke my manager said. Anyways, that one will fucking crack me up forever. Anyways, I'm in a better place. Not a great place, but I'll express it here too. All right, I'm out.